Yasmin steps into the private elevator after a disastrous client call, trying to compose herself. Her hair is slightly out of place, her jaw tight with stress. The doors begin to close, until a hand shoots between them. Robert. He enters with the deliberate confidence he's newly learned to fake. A cleaned-up version of himself. Sober, sharper, trying to look like a man who has rebuilt himself from the ashes. But the second the doors shut, the energy changes. Neither speaks. The cramped space amplifies the sound of their breathing. Yasmin tries to ignore him, until Robert shifts closer, pretending to look at the elevator panel. His arm brushes hers. She doesn't move away. The charged silence becomes unbearable. Robert finally murmurs. "You look different." Yasmin laughs quietly, guarded. "Everything's different." A beat. Robert looks at her like she's a memory he still hasn't learned how to unlove. She feels the stare. She feels everything. Then, suddenly, she pulls him by the tie. The kiss is sharp, fast, not sweet at all. All bite, no hesitation. Her body slams against his. His hand grips her waist instinctively, anchoring her. It lasts maybe 3 seconds. But enough to ignite everything they've been running from. She breaks it first, breathless, eyes cold like she hates herself for wanting him. The elevator chimes. The doors open. She walks out without looking back. Robert stays behind, chest heaving, knowing she's just opened a door that neither of them can close again. Client launch party, roof terrace. Tone, explosive, irresistible, emotionally messy. Later that night, Yasmin escapes the party to the balcony to breathe. London glows below her. Her hands tremble slightly, not from fear, but from the memory of that elevator. Robert finds her there. He always finds her. He steps onto the terrace quietly, but she senses him. "We can't do this," she says before he speaks. "You started it." She turns sharply, eyes flashing. "Don't make this my fault." They argue in whispers, the kind you only have when you're scared of being overheard and terrified of stopping. Every sentence is a weapon. Every pause is a confession. Robert steps closer. Too close. "You kissed me like you still." She cuts him off with another kiss. This one is longer, wilder. She presses him against the terrace wall. He lifts her slightly by the waist without thinking. The London wind wraps around them, but they are too warm, too alive, too reckless to notice. Her fingers thread through his hair. His mouth moves from her lips to her jaw, then back again, like he's rediscovering a language he used to be fluent in. When she finally stops, she rests her forehead against his. "This doesn't mean anything," she whispers. Robert breathes out a laugh, pained. "Yeah. Sure." They pull apart when voices from inside get closer. No one sees them. But the flush on their faces is impossible to hide. Deserted trading floor. Tone, quiet, dangerous, intimate. It's nearly midnight. Screens glow dim blue across the empty floor. Yasmin stays late to work through a pitch. Robert stays late because he can't seem to leave when he knows she's in the building. He approaches her desk, pretending to check on a file. "You're avoiding me," he says. She doesn't look up. "You're imagining things." He steps behind her chair. Her breath catches, barely noticeable, but he notices. "Then look at me." She turns slowly, and suddenly the distance between their faces is nothing. The kiss begins soft. Almost gentle. A shocking contrast to their earlier fire. Robert holds her face with both hands, as though afraid she'll disappear. Yasmin melts for a moment, just one fragile, vulnerable moment, before deepening the kiss. She pulls him down, and he leans over her desk, the papers crumpling beneath them. This isn't about lust or power. It's need. Desperation. Two people who don't know how to say what they feel with words, so they use skin instead. But she breaks it first, pushing him away with trembling hands. "We're not doing this again," she says, breathless. "We already are." She leaves before he can reply, her lipstick smudged, her heartbeat loud enough she swears the trading floor can hear it. Setting, 5-star hotel, Milan, client trip. Tone, confessional, jealous, uncontrollable. Yasmin and Robert travel with the team for a high-stakes pitch. Tension builds from the moment they board the plane. She avoids sitting next to him. He pretends he doesn't care. But that night, after too many drinks with the client, Yasmin notices Robert laughing with another woman from the delegation. Something ugly twists in her chest, jealousy she refuses to name. She storms to her hotel room. 5 minutes later. A knock. Robert. He walks in without waiting for an invitation. "You left the dinner," he says. "And you noticed? You're not subtle." She scoffs, even though he's right. He steps closer, searching her face for the truth beneath her anger. "Why do you care who I talk to?" She opens her mouth, no answer. Robert whispers. "Say you don't want me." Silence. He takes one step forward. She doesn't move back. Another step. Still nothing. When he reaches her, it's over. They collide. This kiss is messy, emotional, breath-stealing. She grabs the collar of his shirt. He lifts her onto the dresser. Their mouths crash together, fueled by jealousy and longing and everything they've refused to say. Her legs wrap around his waist. His hands slide under her thighs. She bites his lip. He groans her name. It's the first kiss of the season that feels like a confession. A surrender. An inevitability. When they finally stop, both shaking, Yasmin whispers. This was a mistake. But she doesn't let go of him. And he doesn't try to step away. The scene ends on their shared silence. The truth hanging louder than anything either of them could say. After the explosive hotel room kiss, Yasmin tries to return to her polished, untouchable self at the next day's meetings. But Robert sees through her, every sideways glance, every delayed breath, every trembling hand she pretends is steady. When the team splits up for dinner, Yasmin ends up sharing a taxi with him. The moment the door shuts, the outside world disappears. Rain patters on the roof. The city lights streak across the windows. The tinted glass and cramped space create an intimacy neither of them is prepared for. Yasmin sits stiffly, staring forward, jaw tight. Robert watches her the way a recovering addict watches the substance he still craves. "We shouldn't do this," she whispers. "We said that every time," he answers. A long, weighted silence. The taxi turns a corner, and the sudden darkness between streetlights hides them from the world. Yasmin finally turns her head. Their eyes meet. The decision is already made. She slides across the seat in one sharp movement and kisses him, hard. The kind of kiss you give when you've tried to deny something for too long and it finally breaks through your ribs. Robert cups the back of her neck, pulling her closer, deepening the kiss with a slow hunger, like he wants to memorize the taste of her. Her hands roam his chest. Their breathing becomes uneven. London, or Milan, could collapse and neither would notice. When the taxi stops at the hotel, the driver coughs awkwardly. They pull away, flushed, breathless, shaken. Yasmin opens the door first. "This never happened," she says. But her smudged lipstick and the way she can't look him in the eyes say otherwise. Conference room, early morning. Tone, frustrated, raw, impulsive. Back in London, reality hits them hard. Rumors spread. A senior VP questions their professionalism. Pressure piles up. Yasmin schedules an early meeting with Robert to fix the mess. But they're the mess. Tension crackles between them as they sit across the long glass table. This is unprofessional, she says.